got a call to this address. Reports of screaming.
This video was captured by a night officer in Germany who was patrolling some old abandoned railway tunnels in Germany at the time. The tunnel was built back in 1890, and according to local stories, it may have been used by German troops during conflicts around that time. But during the officer's short patrol inside, something strange happens just a few meters ahead. Let's take a look. About halfway down the tunnel, right on the ground, something suddenly rises up, something that doesn't match an animal or a person. And to this day, nobody has been able to give a clear, logical explanation for what it actually was. The next clip was filmed by a grandmother named Paulina, who lives by herself with her animals at an assisted living facility. But as she tells it, those three are not the only ones sharing the house with her. Something else has been there too, lingering around her, and it refuses to leave her alone.
Было отражение чего-то не очень непонятно. На видео. Я вам всем докажу.
Paulina says she recently managed to catch it on camera inside her bedroom. It appeared in the same area near her mirror, the exact spot where she claims she has noticed it before. For a long time, her family brushed it off as her imagination, or simply her age playing tricks on her, but after seeing this footage, even they seem less certain.
Уходи отсюда. Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи отсюда. Уходи из моего дома. Уходи. Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи отсюда. Уходи отсюда. Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи. Уходи, я сказала. Уходи отсюда. Уходи, я тебя не боюсь.
And when Paulina looks back and realizes the figure is no longer there, she notices something else happening in the room. An ornament hanging beneath a lamp begins to move by itself. It is not a normal back and forth swing. It lifts upward in a strange curved motion that no draft or breeze should be able to produce. Paranormal or not, it is the kind of moment that would unsettle anyone. Later that same night, Paulina records again because she believes she spots the same presence, this time hiding inside her fireplace. Then, like something out of a nightmare, a head-shaped form becomes visible in the dark opening, and it seems to reveal itself the instant Paulina steps closer, almost as if it senses her approach. She rushes back moments later, only to find the fireplace completely empty again. Whatever the explanation is, these clips are hard to shake.
Уходи отсюда. Я тебя не боюсь.
Now to a clip filmed by a woman who had just moved into a new room at a senior living residence. She says she'd already heard plenty of ghost stories about the place, and when she started noticing strange poltergeist-like activity, she decided to record that night. If you look toward the small closet in the corner, you can make out what looks like a pale, human-like face peering out from the darkness. Then, a moment later, the closet door, one with a mirror on it, slowly creaks open by itself. She doesn't offer much more context, which honestly makes it even more unsettling. Is someone hiding in there? A prank? A weird reflection? Or a lighting trick? All of that is possible, especially with mirrors and the way phone cameras can warp shadows. But if it isn't staged, the detail that really gets under your skin is how the face doesn't move at all. It just stays perfectly still, while the door shifts like something on the other side is gently pushing it open. Shared by the Dark Dimension, and it was initially recorded by a sister who was getting a car wash at the time with her mother and their younger sibling, who was sitting in the back of the car. They just finished picking up a few groceries, and after that, it was time for the weekly car wash. Always a spectacle for the little kid. What's a bit creepy, however, is what was captured after the wash was basically done. A creepy figure seemed to be crawling towards the little kid in the back. Nobody saw it apparently with their own eyes, and it can only be speculated what this sinister thing was exactly. Some well done video editing, or a malevolent spirit? What do you think? The next video is quite strange and was recorded by a young woman in Querétaro, which is home to a quite famous dam in the area called the Centenario de Tequiscuapa Dam. Several accidents had occurred there over the years, from people gone missing and even remains that were being found in there. Prior to the next video we want to take a look at, the Dark Dimension had featured a mysterious user submission which showed another inexplicable incident in the waters of that dam. A man had recorded a glowing person standing in the waters. Strange for sure, but now we're taking a look at the video from the young woman, who also visited the dam with a couple of friends one night, and they saw something similar. Keep in mind, the waters of the dam are incredibly deep, so it is impossible for any human to stand in there.
Sí, ya se metió hasta fondo, hasta la... Va casi hasta mitad.
Es que no sale aquí. Vean esto.
Ok, gracias.
Ay, ya lo vi. ¿Es ese, no? Señor, véngase.
Véngase.
Camine, siga la luz para acá.
No, hágase, estoy para acá.
Véngase para acá. ¿Sí viene?
Sí.
Véngase para acá.
No, pues vaya a jalar y no.
Venga.
Ay, no manches. Sí.
Señor, venga para acá.
Tráigalo con la mano. Háganse para acá. Tráigalo. Tráigalo una mano.
Güey, que trae una pistola.
Oye, tráigalo una mano. Vámonos.
How is this possible? How could anybody be illuminated like that and walk through extremely deep waters unbothered? To many, it's without a doubt that we are seeing a real ghost sighting here, and I have to say, I do agree. These recordings stem from a young security officer who was working the graveyard shift in a hospital in Chile, and he was responsible for keeping the place safe at night during the ongoing renovations. But he states that human intruders weren't the only thing that he was concerned about. He saw and heard some really inexplicable things during his shifts, and eventually started recording them.
Del primer piso. Creo que el sonido vino de por acá, me parece. Hola. Oh, concha. Vamos a seguir mejor. Apagar la linterna. Aquí no hay nada. Concha su madre. No voy a de dónde. Mejor voy a salir luego de acá. Zoom me está fallando, pero ahí sí. Los pasillos de acá. Los de ahí al fondo. Como pueden ver, aquí está todo normal. Así que vamos a seguir explorando por aquí. A ver si es que encontramos alguna cosa interesante. Conchetumare. Conchetumare, ¿no? ¿Qué es esa wea, conchetumare? ¿Quién está ahí? Conche tu madre, pues. ¿Quién está ahí? Conche su madre. Conche tu madre. ¿Quién anda ahí? ¿Qué hueá fue eso?
There is, without a doubt, some really creepy shadow sightings that nobody has any explanation for. What do you think is going on here? Says that ever since his mother moved back into the family house because she can't fully care for herself anymore, strange incidents have started popping up all over the place. It begins upstairs with him hearing a run of unsettling noises coming from the kitchen below. It's the kind of sound that makes you lock up for a second because you're sure nobody should be down there.
Hello?
so he starts recording and heads downstairs to check. But the moment he steps into the kitchen, everything suddenly goes silent, and that's when he sees it. Multiple cabinets hanging wide open, like someone just rummaged through them in a hurry. He pans across the room to show how many doors are ajar at once, and for a second it feels like the tension might fizzle out, until it ramps up fast. Without warning, a kitchen utensil shoots out of a drawer. He yells, jerks backward, and retreats in panic. And almost immediately, the noises start up again, as if whatever is causing this is following him through the house, or reacting to him moving away. The noises stop the instant he reaches the kitchen, and then the utensil launches out, almost like a direct response to him being there. So what do you think is going on in this house? A setup? Something mundane causing a chain reaction? Or something genuinely paranormal tied to his mother? This recording stemmed from a security guard who just started at a new job site, and he captured something so creepy that he apparently quit shortly after this shift. A strange shadow can be seen, and it even gets more unsettling once the guard turns on the lights. He states that this was certainly something demonic. Would you agree? The following was sent in by my haunted life, Joe Stump. He tells me, "This was taken on my security camera on 4th of August 2021. As you can see, I'm walking into the kitchen and obviously something was behind me. Didn't look like it had a face. Not sure what it was, but you could clearly see through it. At first I thought it was my fiancé, until I realized you can see through that thing. You could see the cabinet completely through it. I'm at a loss for words, because this is actually the first time we caught a complete full apparition." Terrifying. He also sent another clip, which shows a lip balm stick that is being thrown to the ground. They believe that the carousel angel, which is situated next to it, was responsible for this. They had bought it at a yard sale, and are certain that this thing is haunted. Could that be so? Maybe an entity is attached to this item, which could be the explanation for that thing that popped up behind Joe. Who knows? This clip is an unsettling security cam moment, which was captured right in front of a nursing home. It's a late night video that starts out completely ordinary, nothing moving or unusual, until within seconds, the entire tone shifts. Out in the darkness, a faint human-shaped figure appears and drifts through the frame, moving slowly across the scene before the video ends. People are split on what it could be. Some think it might be a spirit caught on camera, lingering around a place it's somehow connected to. Others argue it's probably just a person passing by, especially considering the distance, lighting, and how deceptive night footage can be. There's something about it that feels off. The movement looks almost too smooth, too steady, and the timing, how it appears and glides through the shot, doesn't feel like your typical random late-night walker. Paranormal or not, it's the kind of clip that sticks in your head and makes you pay a little more attention the next time your outdoor camera flags motion at 3 a.m. The following video was captured by two friends as they were driving through an area close to the Aokigahara forest, which is still frequently visited by those who choose this forest to go on their very last journey, if you know what I mean. And it's to nobody's surprise that people say to see ghosts and other paranormal sightings there on the regular. However, the two friends didn't notice anything in particular at the time. Nothing but a blurry object that seemed to hover close to their car. It would appear that their dashcam captured an eerie pair of legs floating in the sky, slowly but surely closing in on their car, and as mentioned, they didn't see these legs in much detail. They thought to have seen a mass, which is why they checked the recording, but it's pretty clear that this might be something otherworldly. What do you think? Was this one of the many spirits which is still visiting this haunted forest? Now we are looking at a video that was sent in by a user to the channel Fourth Wall. He has been documenting a haunted house for the last few months. In this video, he goes into detail on the history of the home to find answers regarding the paranormal activity he has been experiencing. According to the neighbors, the first owner was a friendly man in his mid-40s who moved out of the home after less than a year for unknown reasons. There was one other resident to the home before the man bought it. However, very little is known about that man. The uploader has security cameras in various spots around the house in order to catch any paranormal activity. He also has an alert on his phone that lets him know if motion is detected anywhere in the house. The door seems to close entirely on its own. What makes this even creepier is that there's some speculation that the previous owner may have actually passed away in this very washroom. Now the man wakes up due to the motion alert and goes checking. But what he didn't realize is that he might actually not have been alone in the bathroom. We can see an apparition through the see-through door, and when the man takes a peek, there's no one there. Could it be that the former owner was actually visiting him that night? Or what else could this have been? The following video was shared by two young men from Aguascalientes, Mexico, who were on their way back home after a gathering around 2:30 a.m. They drove past a supposedly haunted stretch of land, on which ironically a kindergarten was built a few years ago. What really caught their attention was a set of swings, on which a young girl could be seen, which is quite baffling, since this part of town wasn't known to be the safest, and a girl alone that late at night, pretty strange.
Ahí está Colombia. Escuchen el Colombia. Escúchenlo. Ya te tocó verla. No, si le da madre ese güey. Vean. No seas mamón, puerco. Le da madres, güey. No se anda como. No, güey.
What makes all of that even stranger is that another video surfaced, which was recorded by a young man with the name Alfonso Lopez, unrelated to the first video we saw. He as well heard about the creepy ghost story of a girl that seemed to be haunting the very grounds of this area. He was also on his way home that night.
A la niña del columpio. Vamos a ver si es cierto. Aquí a la derecha.
Aquí a la derecha, güey. No mames, el pinche columpio, güey. Párate, güey, no mames, mira. Güey, y son los dos, güey. No mames, güey.
¿Neta?
¿Me acerco, güey?
Sí.
Come to find out, neighbors in the area were telling stories about an unfortunate accident that had occurred at the scene, in which a young girl named Mariana was involved in a fatal accident after leaving the kindergarten one day.
Perdió el foco, güey. Perdió el foco esta madre, güey. Güey, perdió el foco esta madre, güey.
Ever since, several people speak of that young girl that can be seen close to the swing set at night. And maybe these drivers have captured proof that this tale might actually be true.
No hay
The next video was shared by Tracy Paris, and the description reads that she was showing the following video on a family gathering, and it was recorded by a camera that two of her, I think, cousins have set up in their place, and there was some really ominous stuff going on.
Ahí fue, mire. ¿Sí cómo se movía eso?
Se cayó, levantó vuelo.
Ajá. Esa vaina ahí. Ah, yo, mi amigo.
Es que...
Mi amigo. Que se cayó el papelito.
Oh wow, what's that? Look at the door here. Is that a hand? How do we explain that? This is like the worst that can happen. I mean, this looks like some really powerful activity. That's really weird. This was captured by a worker during a nightly shift. He was just moving some heavy machinery to a new construction site. He was by himself at the time and didn't see anything strange, but based on his reports, he heard a weird scream from the neighboring fields, which caused him to pull up the recording after his shift had ended. And he saw something quite unique. Some of his co-workers think that he might have captured a floating torso of a spirit, or maybe another form of creature. He was pretty baffled and had no explanation of what we are seeing here, especially since it just shows up for a few moments before it vanishes. Super weird. What do you think could have been captured here? How creepy. The following video was sent by Alex, and he tells me that he found it on another channel. Apparently, the man in the clip was recording a short video in which he talks about a game that he has sold to somebody else. While he is going into detail about this deal, his camera can capture somebody else in the apartment. At least that is what the viewers believe. Let's take a look.
Se lo compré en 200, no me acuerdo ya ni cuánto me costó porque pues fue hace como 2 semanas o 3. Y luego con todo esto.
Did you see it? Let's take a second look.
Las veces que fue hace como 2 semanas o 3. Y luego pues con todo esto que ya ni podemos salir.
It appears that somebody is standing in the dark hallway, turned towards the young man with the camera. The question is, could it be anything mysterious? Maybe just a friend who was playing a prank for his viewers. Whatever it is, it appears to be female, with long dark hair. You decide. The following security guard states that other staff has been seeing strange shadow sightings in this grocery store for quite some time now, and that nobody could ever really explain this phenomenon. It happens so frequently that staff are already joking about the shopping shadows they see. And tonight, the guard seems to have captured the activity on camera.
Si mira acá de este lado, es la pantalla que está prendida. Ahí arriba, esa. De ahí en más, pues estoy solo, les digo, está todo solo ahorita. Solo. Y ahorita había algo allá, en la entrada de clientes. Hasta allá, hasta el último. Y lo vi clarito. Ya lo vi otra vez. A ver si se alcanza a ver. No, me da miedo ir. A eso que se mira ahí. Ese. Miren, ya se movió. ¡Oh! Está caminando, de hecho está que no manches.
There clearly is a dark silhouette walking in the aisle in the background, and if it wasn't another staff member or customer, do we have to believe that this one is one of these shadows that the man was telling us about in the beginning? How eerie.